thanks for that. I'm happy to be here. It's good to see all of you. Thanks for coming. He's prepping a couple of versions of the song Kiss for me, because I'm going to talk about the song Kiss and the backstory behind the creation of the song Kiss. And I want to hear the original first version, whichever. I think that's it, yeah. So, before he plays that, in 1986, Mark Brown, aka Brown Mark, our bass player with the Revolution, had put together a band called Maserati, which I'm sure you're all aware of. Yep. And he was working in the studio one day on their album with Bobby Z's older brother, David Z. Rivkin. And Prince came in and delivered a song and said, "You guys want to do this song? You have a listen to it. I don't really need it. I think it's perfect for you guys. So take a listen and tell me what you think." And so they put this song on, and it was called Kiss. And it was a simpler demo of it. It really wasn't anything like the finished version that you hear on the album. And they all went, "Oh, okay, well, sure, it's good enough. We'll play around with it and see what we come up with." So Mark went to work with Maserati, and they created their own version with the lead singer of Maserati singing and the other guys playing along. And it sort of sounded like the final version that ended up on the Parade album, but not really. There were certain aspects of it that were different, including having a bass part, which the final version ended up not having. So Prince heard that version. He liked it, though. He did like that version once they finished it. And he said, that is like, really, I really like it even better now. Guess what? And they went, "What?" "I think I want it back." And they went, "What? Why do you want to do that?" He goes, "Well, I wrote it. I wrote the melody and lyrics, but let me see what I can do with it." So let's play the final version, then I'll explain a couple things about it. Yeah, that one. Is it playing? Well, while they're working on technical issues, I'll talk about a little something on the song that you guys are probably aware of. The original kind of rhythmic pulsing part that's in the song that goes ding. Is it ready to play? It is. He's going to play it. I'll tell you. You'll hear that. So, yeah. We'll just give him like 30 seconds at the tops, just to hear it.
We need your playlist.
And, nothing.
Definitely need that playlist.
So anyway, so that pulse. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So, it's the Lynn drum machine playing, and then that pulsing part, which was created by what we technically call a gated, a triggered gate is what that's called, basically. Okay, you can turn that off. Thank you. So, sorry about that. So the way that's created, and this was something that David Rivkin knew, David Z knew about this production technique because he had used it on some other material for other artists. And I'd watched David work in the studio too, doing that little trick. So basically, in a nutshell, somebody's playing an acoustic guitar, probably Prince, when they did his version. So he would David said, okay, I need you to just strum the chord at the beginning of each bar. So bling, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, bling, like that with each chord change. And that's all that's hanging out there is just that acoustic guitar. So there's a little unit in the rack in the studio, and that's a gate, and then it's set up so that when the hi-hat plays, the hi-hat figure, it only lets music through, sound through, every time the hi-hat hits. So that's routed to the guitar. So the guitar remains silent until the hi-hat is played. So the hi-hat's got this rhythmic part playing, and that opens and closes this gate. So that's what's making the rhythm. The rhythm is actually going right in time with that hi-hat figure, and it's letting that acoustic guitar come out, and it gets very percussive sounding as it's opening and closing. And that's how that's created and routed in the studio. So fast forward to the second version, which I brought in. Yep, I'm gonna play some of that for a second. That's not it. You gotta, no, you gotta go up to this one here. Yeah. Sing. No, that's not it. Sorry, I'm really well prepared here, guys. Where's the one that I sent you? The other one, Well, this other version was put, here it is. And it's a guy singing lower. Why? I'll tell you. Just let it run.
Need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need to be experienced to turn out. You just leave it all up to me.
Yeah.
Gonna show you what it's all about.
Okay, you
You
stop.
don't have to be.
Okay, so fast forward to the year 2010, 09, somewhere in there. I can't remember the exact year. I was working with another producer based in Germany by the name of Mark Mozart, and he and I did a deal together where he would represent me for work in Europe. He was like a management producer and a musician. So he came to me one day via phone and said, German Idol needs a version of Kiss for the winner of the show. And I go, really? He goes, do you think you could recreate Kiss for it from the ground up? And I go, really? And he goes, yeah, you have to redo it, re-record it completely and make it sound like the original. And I said, well, I'll give it a shot. And this is the result of that, done in my studio at home. Now that singer, coincidentally, is Tony Christian, one of the original members of Maserati. So I put him on there just to demo it and do a version. He couldn't sing the high part, so he just sang it in his regular voice, and then we sent it over to Germany. They said, yeah, that's it, that's gonna work. And then they put their singers on it over there in Germany. I didn't bring that version over. I don't think I had a copy. I was trying to find it in vain, but I brought these two versions just to show you, how that happened. So later on, after these songs were released many years later, and Tony even said to me, because I worked with him in about 04, 05 on some other projects in the studio, and he said, gosh, I'm telling you, I did more on Kiss than Prince knows. I mean, and I didn't really get enough credit on that. I go, well, he paid you well, right? He goes, yeah. I go, then just go with it, because, did you write melody and lyrics? He goes, no. I go, well, then forget it. You just, you're not gonna, so that was the end of that argument. But, so anyway, there was a lot of controversy around that song when it was happening and afterwards, because Mark Brown also, you know, he felt a little slighted because he felt he produced it along with David Z, and David got production credit and he didn't. So, you know, there's all these kind of, you know, interesting things about that song. Prince didn't do anything with them on purpose. It just got kind of messed up a little bit in the process because there was so many hands in there, you know, so many different people, cooks in the kitchen. But that's how that song came about, and it's pretty interesting backstory on that one. Sorry, I was kind of looking at that. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh, we got more time? About how long? Oh, I did bring pictures. Okay, sure, why not? I'll talk about pictures. I forgot about the pictures. I'll kind of go like date and time in the pictures, maybe. Oh, and that's the U.S. Bank Stadium, which accidentally got in there. Just skip that. Okay.
Oh my God.
All
Look
right.
at that.
This is Dr. Fink with 80s hair, standing in front of a poster in, I think this is Amsterdam, when we played there the first time in 1981, maybe?
Wow.
Late 80, 81? And that was the concert poster advertising the show. Look at that shirt, what the heck is that? But you know what? That jacket's purple, as you'll see, and it's suede, like a suede bomber jacket. Prince loved that. And I'd like to take some credit in that whole purple, starting that whole purple. There you go. All right, next. Oh, and who's on the left? Yeah, she was, you know, pretty fresh and new. She was green. I was her friend and mentor. I was her guide at that point. So that was in Europe, same tour. There he is, looking like a complete bug-eyed fool. Yep, that's early. That's early on in the game, right there. Okay, now that's Love Sexy Tour right there, tour booklet with most of the band there. Not everybody, but almost everybody. I'm making a weird face. I don't, that's from the tour book. Great. Should I name those band members real quick for you guys? Okay. Hold on. Go back to that. Now, bottom left is Matt Bliston on trumpet, Sheila E., myself, Bonnie Boyer on keyboards, Kat Glover there, the dancer, and Eric Leeds. And we're missing Miko and Levi in there. Miko Weaver and Levi. They're probably on another picture that I didn't have. Okay, next. Oh, that could have been 1999 tour right there. I don't know. This is just on my computer. I hurriedly put these together and sent them. And there he is on the Purple Rain tour with me blurry hovering in the background. But that's a great picture of him, isn't it? Yeah. He was such a beautiful man, wasn't he? Good Lord. There we go.
Turn it up.
Now this is, Prince has got a Rude Boy button on. You can't tell, but he had the Rude Boy, and this is definitely Dirty Mind era. And he, you know, I probably said, Prince, you gotta show me that dang keyboard part again. I lost it. Or I don't remember this, or I can't figure it out. I can't hear it. It's too deep in the mix. Can you come over? And that's what that is. Definitely. This was like, kind of like parade era when that's all wearing pajamas and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like a white satin paisley outfit. That was so comfortable. I like that.
Underwear free, probably.
Oh, those keyboards were nothing I had ever played on stage. They were just there to use. They were like Roland Junos or something. But yeah, those were just there because we needed props. Okay, Purple Rain, actually on the set of the dressing room scene in the movie. hanging out, looking contemplative. And there's a picture with Jill Jones
Turn it up. Yeah, leave it.
in the mirror. You can just see Bobby Z's mustache right there. Yeah, he's right there. I was so skinny, I don't know.
Ooh, look at that. You can,
Okay, now this is from I think a tour book, but it was kind of redone by a friend of mine, and he put the name on there for some reason, I don't know why. So there's that old photo. And that's not part of anything. That accidentally got put in there. That was a woman with a coat, though. Like recently, it was all lit up and stuff inside. Yeah.
there's the doctor.
Okay, there's
Doctor's in.
that's a controversy tour photo. Right there. I think that's the last of them. Oh, there's the Current Revolution photo for the recent Super Bowl live show that we did here in town on January 29th. You were there. Were you there, Shelby? Oh, okay. I just want you to know that I was juggling hand warmers through the whole set in order to perform, and I sacrificed keyboard parts. Because I swear to God, it was 10 seconds into each song, the hands were gone.
Seriously.
Unbelievable. 6 above with wind chills below 0. And if you go look at photos, I'm wearing Nanook of the North coat. And you can't even tell I was there. I was just covered. Okay. All right, thanks you guys.
Thank you so much.